literally walking.
The National Weather Service, NWS, confirmed Tuesday afternoon that the tornado that touched down in Franklin County Monday night was an EF2. According to the NWS, the tornado touched down in Ottawa and traveled just over 7 miles. It was on the ground for 25 minutes with winds up to 125 miles per hour. The NWS has also confirmed the tornado that hit Hillsdale in Miami County. Monday night was an EF2 with winds up to 115 miles per hour. The city of Ottawa reported the tornado caused significant damage across the community. No significant injuries were reported within the city. After the storm passed, the city said utility crews began restoration efforts by starting generators, and city linemen opened switches to restore power to critical facilities, including the water plant, fire department, and the city warehouse. Power has been restored to a majority of homes and businesses in Ottawa. The remaining homes and businesses will be without power for an extended amount of time due to significant utility structural damage. If you are still without power in Ottawa, the city said to call 785-229-375. The NWS in Topeka offered additional insight into what transpired Monday night. On Monday evening, April 13, 2026, scattered severe storms developed across portions of east central Kansas. Very large hail up to baseball size, 2.75 inches, were reported from Lyon, Osage, and Franklin counties. Additionally, 2 tornadoes were confirmed, one of which produced a wide swath of EF2 damage across Ottawa and Franklin County. Fortunately, no one was seriously injured from these events. The tornado that hit Ottawa entered from the southern side of the city. 3 injuries were reported, but everyone is expected to survive. We were just in there last night watching the news, and the electricity and TV went out, so we started toward the cellar. We got to the family room, and that was about as far as we got, Jeffrey Castleberry said, recalling his efforts to get to shelter during the tornado. Castleberry was home Monday night when powerful winds started to race by. He and 5 other family members hunkered down against a wall. Although his home of 13 years was severely destroyed, he said he's thankful there was a tornado siren that sounded nearby, alerting him. It ain't nothing to mess with. When they say go to shelter, get in there before it's too late, he added. I'm just glad that everybody was alive. Unfortunately, a horse Castleberry has had for a handful of years did not survive its injuries sustained during the storm. His cats and chickens are also still missing. Thankfully, his 3 dogs are accounted for. Road and bridge crews worked overnight until around 4 a.m., clearing debris from most roadways in Hillsdale, where a storm left an estimated 50 to 60 homes with complete losses or significant damage. The National Weather Service stated that its survey team found EF2 with maximum wind gusts of 115 miles per hour, based on its early survey information. Officials said around 100 homes were impacted, with damage ranging from minor to total loss. Work paused this morning while Evergy de-energized power lines and moved them off roadways. Most roads are now passable, but the public is asked to stay out while teams conduct secondary structure searches. With a population of about 130, most people in Hillsdale were affected by the storm. The storm path extended east toward 247th and Jingo Road and will be checked, including an aerial assessment. No one is reported missing. The only reported injuries were minor and involved the same person, who refused transport. A shelter at the Learning Center had 1 person overnight. The Red Cross is assisting. Officials said the next steps include completing searches, then the Codes Department will assess habitability and safety before opening the area to volunteers. The volunteer start time is uncertain and could be later today or midday, depending on inspections. Cleanup will require regional and state resources, including tree, cleanup, and trash services, as well as food and water, after emergency declarations. Officials said the work will take days to weeks, with repairs continuing for months. Evergy will have to replace about 50 power poles and hopes to restore power by the end of the day. Food and drinks can be donated to those working and dropped off at the Hillsdale Learning Center at 22,795 West, 255th Street. Search and rescue teams continued Tuesday afternoon, doing secondary searches of Hillsdale properties, and the Miami County Codes Department is assessing the damage of structures. At this time, we are not requesting or allowing any cleanup crews in the area until that can be completed, the Miami County Sheriff's Office stated at 12 p.m. Some Miami County residents are cleaning up after Monday night's storms. County leaders said a tornado hit approximately 100 structures, with around 50 heavily damaged or destroyed by it. No serious injuries have been reported. One person received minor injuries but did not want to be treated. Miami County Undersheriff Matt Kelly said early warnings and sirens helped residents take shelter, likely preventing injuries. Fox 4 saw multiple mobile homes and RVs damaged and destroyed at the Shady Acres RV Park. The park's owner said about 6 of the roughly 30 RVs on the property were damaged. Some units were heavily impacted, with debris scattered throughout the area. Personal belongings, including mattresses, clothing, and parts of outdoor equipment, could be seen outside damaged trailers. One RV was completely overturned, landing wheels up, while others had siding torn away and insulation exposed. The owner said residents were able to take shelter in a safe structure as the storm passed through. In addition to the damage at the RV park, nearby roads were blocked off due to hazards, including a downed power line. Law enforcement officers were working to keep people out of affected areas as crews assessed the situation. The Miami County Undersheriff said the Hillsdale Learning Center is providing food and shelter for affected residents. Miami County is receiving assistance from Paola, Osawatomie, Lewisburg, and the Kansas Highway Patrol for emergency services. First responders are working with the Codes Department to determine which structures are safe to occupy and which businesses can remain open. Security will remain in the area for several days due to damaged properties. A shelter/support site is open at Hillsdale Learning Center and is staffed by the American Red Cross. Volunteers are not being brought in yet. The Miami County Sheriff's Office reported that the storm impacted 113 structures, with more than 40 buildings suffering significant damage. Despite the scale of destruction, authorities confirmed only one minor injury occurred, and all residents have been accounted for. Officials say that 3 people suffered minor injuries at a home with significant damage east of Ottawa, in Franklin County. The city says that no injuries or fatalities have been reported within city limits. Officials say the majority of the town is without power, and streetlights aren't working. KCTV reported that Main Street from 1st to 6th does have lights back on, as of 10:36 p.m. Officials are asking community members to stay off the roadways and to stay away from downed power lines. They also say that all city and county emergency personnel are responding to the weather event. Tornado damage is extensive throughout Ottawa. Not even 24 hours after the storm, people who call Ottawa home started showing up to help each other. Any group spent the afternoon going door to door, delivering food and water to some of the neighborhoods hit hardest by Monday's tornado. We said, let's reach out to some of our local businesses. Let's see who can donate so we can go take some meals to the volunteers helping. The community that's without power, the linemen out there, all of our city workers. They've been working nonstop since last night, said Shannon Wilt, an Ottawa business owner who was delivering meals Tuesday afternoon. Walmart donated over 500 hot dogs and hot dog buns. Price Chopper donated 39 cases of water. We had different community members donate money so we could buy chips, oranges, and other things, like hydration powders to go with the water, so that we can feed all these people who are affected. Storm damage can be seen throughout Ottawa, from damaged homes and destroyed businesses to scattered debris and downed power lines. The recovery process will be long. I have to take a minute because this is my community. This is where my kids are going to grow up. Some of their friends are displaced now because they don't have a house to go home to. There are a lot of permanent members over at the Knights Inn, and it's gone. There are just so many families that are now displaced. It just hurts, Wilt explained. She says now is the time for the Ottawa community to lean on each other and do what they can to support neighbors. This might be something super small, but to me, This is just me helping,
Check back with
but I know that it's a little something we can do. I wish there were more we could do, but I'm glad that we could do this. It just hurts to see my community hurting, Wilt said. In an update Tuesday afternoon, the city of Ottawa said power restoration remains a top priority, adding that the city currently does not need any volunteers or physical item donations. If you would like to make a financial donation to Franklin County United Way, those funds will be used in the recovery effort. Residents of Sussex and the surrounding town of Lisbon are waking up to a landscape transformed by the violent forces of nature. On the evening of Tuesday, April 14, 2026, a powerful radar-confirmed tornado ripped through Waukesha County, leaving a trail of splintered wood, twisted metal, and shattered lives in its wake. The atmosphere over southeast Wisconsin had been volatile throughout the afternoon, with meteorologists tracking a line of supercell thunderstorms moving rapidly from the west. At approximately 6:27 p.m. Central Daylight Time, the National Weather Service, NWS, issued a tornado emergency for Sussex as rotation intensified directly over the village. Eyewitnesses described a deafening roar, akin to a freight train, as the funnel touched down near the intersection of Highway 164 and Hillside Road. The sky wasn't just gray, it was a bruised, sickly green, said Marcus Thorne, a local resident who sought shelter in his basement. Then the sound started. It felt like the house was being inhaled. The physical toll on the community is staggering. As dawn broke on Wednesday, April 15th, the full scale of the destruction became visible. One of the most poignant symbols of the storm's fury is the Lisbon Presbyterian Church. The historic structure, a cornerstone of the community on Hillside Road, suffered a catastrophic roof failure. Debris from the sanctuary was found scattered hundreds of yards away, and the interior, once a place of quiet reflection, now sits exposed to the elements. Near Highway 164, a large commercial complex housing 9 local small businesses was nearly leveled. The roof was completely shorn off, and structural walls collapsed inward. For many business owners, this isn't just a loss of property, but a loss of their livelihood. "We built this from the ground up over 10 years, said one shop owner. In 30 seconds, it was gone. While the commercial district took a direct hit, residential areas like Conservancy Court and Hillside Meadows were not spared. Dozens of homes report Category 3 level damage. Shingles ripped away, garage doors buckled, and windows shattered by flying debris. Majestic oak trees, some over a century old, were snapped like toothpicks, falling onto rooftops and crushing parked vehicles. The tornado's path coincided with major utility corridors. We Energies reported that at the height of the storm, over 8,000 customers in the Sussex area were without power. High-voltage transmission lines were downed, and several utility poles were snapped mid-trunk, posing a significant electrocution hazard to first responders during the initial search and rescue phase. Village officials have urged residents to stay off the roads to allow utility crews to clear downed lines and debris. "Our priority is safety and restoration," said a village spokesperson. "Please treat every downed wire as live and dangerous." Teams from the National Weather Service in Sullivan are currently on the ground conducting a damage survey. By analyzing the degree of damage to structures and trees, they will assign the tornado a rating on the Enhanced Fujita (EF) scale. Preliminary indications, based on the structural failure of the commercial buildings, suggest a strong tornado, though official confirmation is expected by Wednesday evening. In the true spirit of Wisconsin, the aftermath has seen an outpouring of communal support. Neighbors who still have power are offering charging stations and warm meals to those without. Local contractors have already begun arriving with tarps and plywood to secure damaged homes before the next round of rain arrives. "Buildings can be replaced, people cannot," remarked village president during a morning briefing. "The fact that we have no reported fatalities this morning is a testament to the early warnings and the quick actions of our citizens. The recovery process for Sussex will not be measured in days, but in months. The environmental cleanup alone, removing thousands of tons of debris, will require state-level coordination. As the community begins the arduous task of filing insurance claims and clearing rubble, the resilience of Sussex remains its strongest asset. For those looking to help, local food pantries and the Red Cross have set up donation centers at the Sussex Village Hall. On the night of Tuesday, April 14, 2026, a series of catastrophic thunderstorms swept through southeast Wisconsin, dumping record-breaking rainfall on the Milwaukee metropolitan area in a matter of hours. The sheer volume of water overwhelmed the city's combined sewer system and natural drainage basins, leading to widespread flash flooding, particularly across the north and northwest sides of the city. As of Wednesday morning, April 15th, several neighborhoods remain submerged, with recovery efforts currently underway by municipal authorities and emergency responders. The flooding event was triggered by a training effect, where multiple storm cells followed the same path over the city. A stalled frontal boundary combined with high atmospheric moisture levels resulted in localized rainfall totals exceeding 4 to 6 inches within a 4-hour window. The National Weather Service, NWS, issued multiple flash flood warnings throughout the night, noting that the rainfall intensity surpassed the 100-year storm threshold for certain urban microclimates. The northern corridor of Milwaukee bore the brunt of the storm. The following locations reported significant standing water and infrastructure failure. 32nd and Hampton Avenue. This intersection became the epicenter of visual devastation. Multiple vehicles, including an MCTS, Milwaukee County Transit System bus, were overtaken by rising waters. Local residents reportedly used kayaks and makeshift flotation devices to assist stranded motorists before official rescue teams arrived. 92nd and Hampton. Significant pavement buckling and manhole displacements were reported, rendering the road impassable for several blocks. Severe street flooding caused multiple engine stalls. Traffic was diverted for over 12 hours as the Milwaukee Police Department cordoned off the area. Teutonia and Custer/60th and Calumet. Residential streets in these areas saw water levels rise high enough to reach the porches of homes, leading to widespread basement flooding. We Energies reported that over 10,000 customers in the Milwaukee area lost power during the peak of the storm due to lightning strikes and falling trees. The Milwaukee Metropolitan Sewerage District, MMSD, activated its emergency protocols. Residents were urged to practice water drop measures, minimizing water usage, to reduce the strain on the deep tunnel system, which was rapidly approaching capacity. The Milwaukee Fire Department, MFD, performed numerous water rescues, though fortunately, no fatalities have been confirmed as of this morning. The city of Milwaukee has activated its recovery hotline. Residents affected by the flood are advised to follow these steps. Basement flooding. If your basement has flooded, contact the Department of Neighborhood Services, DNS, at 4142-862-2268. It is crucial to document the damage with photos before beginning cleanup for insurance purposes. If you notice cracks in your foundation or a bowing of basement walls due to hydrostatic pressure, contact the condemnation team at 4142-862795 immediately. Vehicles abandoned in high water are being towed to the city's impound lots to clear the right-of-way for emergency vehicles. Owners should contact the non-emergency police line for location details. The National Weather Service has warned that the ground is now fully saturated. Any additional rainfall forecasted for later this Wednesday could lead to immediate runoff and secondary flooding. Most flood-related deaths occur in vehicles. Never attempt to drive through water when you cannot see the pavement. Do not enter a flooded basement if the water has reached the level of electrical outlets or your circuit breaker box. Floodwaters in urban areas often contain sewage and hazardous chemicals. Ensure thorough disinfection of any surfaces that came into contact with the water. The April 2026 flooding event serves as a stark reminder of the vulnerabilities in urban infrastructure against extreme weather patterns. While the immediate threat has subsided, the cleanup and economic impact on Milwaukee's north side will likely take weeks to fully resolve.